Hello, and welcome to Tom and Ben News Wikipedia News Edition. On 18th episode of Season 2 is PP. BP PLC, formerly the British Petroleum Company PLC and BP Amoco PLC, stylized in all lowercase, is a British multinational oil and gas company headquartered in London, England.
It is one of the oil and gas super majors and one of the world's largest companies, measured by revenues and profits.
It is a vertically integrated company operating in all areas of the oil and gas industry, including exploration and extraction, refining, distribution and marketing, power generation, and trading. BP's origins date back to the founding of the Anglo-Persian Oil Company in 1909, established as a subsidiary of Burma Oil Company to exploit oil discoveries in Iran.
In 1935, it became the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company and in 1954 adopted the name British Petroleum.
BP acquired majority control of Standard Oil of Ohio in 1978.
Formerly majority state-owned, the British government privated the company in stages between 1979 and 1987.
BP merged with Amoco in 1998, becoming BP Amoco PLC, and acquired Arco, Burma Castle and Aral AG shortly thereafter.
The company's name was shortened to BP PLC in 2001.
As of 2018, BP had operations in nearly 80 countries, produced around 3.7 million barrels per day, 590,000 cubic meters per day of oil equivalent, and had total proved reserves of 19.945 billion barrels, 3.1710 times 109 cubic meters of oil equivalent.
The company has around 18,700 service stations worldwide, which it operates under the BP brand worldwide and under the Amoco brand in the US and the Aral brand in Germany.
Its largest division is BP America in the United States.
BP is the fourth largest investor-owned oil company in the world by 2021 revenues after ExxonMobil, Shell, and Total Energies.
BP had a market capitalization of $98.36 billion as of 2022, placing it 122nd in the world. And its Fortune Global 500 rank was 35th in 2022 with revenues of US $164.2 billion.
The company's primary stock listing on the London Stock Exchange, where it is a member of the FTSE 100 index.
From 1988 to 2015, BP was responsible for 1.53% of global industrial greenhouse gas emissions and has been directly involved in several major environmental and safety incidents.
Among them were the 2005 Texas City refinery explosion, which caused the death of 15 workers and which resulted in a record-setting OSHA fine, Britain's largest oil spill. The wreck of Torrey Canyon in 1967, and the 2006 Prudhoe Bay oil spill, the largest oil spill on Alaska's North Slope, which resulted in a US $25 million civil penalty, the largest per barrel penalty at that time, for an oil spill.
BP's worst environmental catastrophe was the 2010 Deepwater Horizon oil spill, the largest accidental release of oil into marine waters in history, which leaked about 4.9 million barrels. 210 million US gallons, 780,000 cubic meters of oil, causing severe environmental, human health, and economic consequences and serious legal and public relations repercussions for BP. costing more than $4.5 billion in fines and penalties, and an additional $18.7 billion in Clean Water Act-related penalties and other claims, the largest criminal resolution in U.S. history.
Altogether, the oil spill cost the company more than $65 billion.
In May 1908, a group of British geologists discovered a large amount of oil at Masht Soliman located in the Khuzestan province in the southwest of Persia, Iran.
It was the first commercially significant find of oil in the Middle East.
William Knox Darcy, by contract with Ali Koli Khan Bakhtiari, obtained permission to explore for oil for the first time in the Middle East, an event which changed the history of the entire region.
The oil discovery led to petrochemical industry development and also the establishment of industries that strongly depended on oil.
On 14 April 1909, the Anglo-Persian Oil Company, APOC, was incorporated as a subsidiary of Burma Oil Company.
Some of the shares were sold to the public.
The first chairman and minority shareholder of the company became Lord Strathcona. Immediately after establishing the company, the British government asked Percy Cox, British resident to Bushehr, to negotiate an agreement with Sheikh Kazal ibn Jabir of Aravistan for APOC to obtain a site on Abadan Island for a refinery, depot, storage tanks, and other operations.
The refinery was built and began operating in 1912.
In 1914, the British government acquired a controlling interest, 50.0025%, in the company at the urging of Winston Churchill, the then First Lord of the Admiralty, and the British Navy quickly switched from coal to oil for the majority of their warships.
APOC also signed a 30-year contract with the British Admiralty for supplying oil for the Royal Navy at a fixed price.
In 1915, APOC established a shipping subsidiary, the British Tanker Company, and in 1916, it acquired the British Petroleum Company, which was a marketing arm of the German European Petroleum Union in Britain.
In 1919, the company became a shale oil producer by establishing a subsidiary named Scottish Oils, which merged remaining Scottish oil shale industries.
After World War I, APOC started marketing its products in continental Europe and acquired stakes in the local marketing companies in several European countries.
Refineries were built in Landarcy in Wales, the first refinery in the United Kingdom, and Grangemouth in Scotland.
It also acquired the controlling stake in the Courcellets refinery in France and formed, in conjunction with the government of Australia, a partnership named Commonwealth Oil Refineries, which built the Australians' first refinery in Laverton, Victoria.
In 1923, Burma employed Winston Churchill as a paid consultant to lobby the British government to allow APOC have exclusive rights to Persian oil resources, which were subsequently granted by the Iranian monarchy.
APOC and the Armenian businessman Kalis Beldakian were the driving forces behind the creation of Turkish Petroleum Company, TPC, in 1912, to explore oil in Mesopotamia, now Iraq, and by 1914, APOC held 50% of TPC shares.
In 1925, TPC received concession in the Mesopotamian oil resources from the Iraqi government under British mandate.
TPC finally struck oil in Iraq on 14 October 1927.
By 1928, the APOC shareholding in TPC, which by now was named Iraq Petroleum Company, IPC, was reduced to 23.75%. as a result of the changing geopolitics post-Ottoman Empire breakup and the Red Line Agreement.
Relations were generally cordial between the pro-West Hashemite monarchy, 1932 to 58, in Iraq and IPC, in spite of disputes centered on Iraq's wish for greater involvement and more royalties.
During the 1928 to 68 time period, IPC monopolized oil exploration inside the Red Line, excluding Saudi Arabia and Bahrain.
In 1927, Burma Oil and Royal Dutch Shell formed a joint marketing company, Burma Shell.
In 1928, APOC and Shell formed the Consolidated Petroleum Company for sale and marketing in Cyprus, South Africa and Ceylon, which in 1932 followed by a joint marketing company, Shell Mex and BP, in the United Kingdom.
In 1937, AIOC and Shell formed the Shell/Dersi Exploration Partners Partnership to explore for oil in Nigeria.
The partnership was equally owned but operated by Shell.
It was later replaced by Shell Dersi Petroleum Development Company and Shell BP Petroleum Development Company, now Shell Petroleum Development Company. In 1934, APOC and Gulf Oil founded the Kuwait Oil Company as an equally owned partnership.
The oil concession rights were awarded to the company on 23 December 1934 and the company started drilling operations in 1936.
In 1935, Reza Shah requested the international community to refer to Persia as Iran, which was reflected in the name change of APOC to the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, AIOC. In 1937, Iraq Petroleum Company, 23.75% owned by BP, signed an oil concession agreement with the Sultan of Muscat that covers the entire region of the Sultanate, which was in fact limited to the coastal area of present-day Oman.
After several years of failure to discover oil in the Sultanate's region, IPC presumed that oil was more likely to be found in the interior region of Oman, which was part of the inmate of Oman.
IPC offered financial support to raise an armed force that would assist the Sultanate in occupying the interior region of Oman.
Later, in 1954, the Sultan of Muscat, backed by the British government and the financial aid he received from IPC, started occupying regions within the interior of Oman, which led to the outbreak of Jebel Akhdar War that lasted for more than 5 years.
In 1947, British Petroleum Chemicals was incorporated as a joint venture of AIOC and the Distillers Company.
In 1956, the company was renamed British Hydrocarbon Chemicals.
Following World War II, nationalistic sentiments were on the rise in the Middle East, most notable being Iranian nationalism and Arab nationalism.
In Iran, the AIOC and the pro-Western Iranian government led by Prime Minister Ali Rasmara resisted nationalist calls to revise AIOC's concession terms in Iran's favor.
In March 1951, Rasmara was assassinated and Mohammad Mossadegh, a nationalist, was elected as the new Prime Minister by the Majlis of Iran Parliament.
In April 1951, the Iranian government nationalized the Iranian oil industry by unanimous vote, and the National Iranian Oil Company, NIOC, was formed, displacing the AIOC.
The AIOC withdrew its management from Iran, and Britain organized an effective worldwide embargo of Iranian oil.
The British government, which owned the AIOC, contested the nationalization at the International Court of Justice at The Hague, but its complaint was dismissed.
Prime Minister Churchill asked President Eisenhower for help in overthrowing Mossadegh.
The anti-Mossadegh plan was orchestrated under the codename Operation Ajax by CIA, an operation grouped by CIS, MI6.
The CIA and the British helped stage a coup in August 1953, the 1953 Iranian coup d'etat, which established pro-Western General Fazlollah Zahedi as the new PM and greatly strengthened the political power of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi.
The IOC was able to return to Iran. We will continue about PT in part 2, so stay tuned.